Welcome to Talk Sports End Zone channel. I'm thrilled to have Baltimore Ravens third-year linebacker David Ojabo on the program, second-round pick out of Michigan. David, you've had an amazing path to the NFL, which we'll get into in a second, but right now it is game week. You guys are coming off a huge game against the Cowboys where NFL fans were reminded, hey, the Baltimore Ravens they're a Super Bowl contender. They're one of the best teams in the NFL. We saw that, and all of a sudden, it's the NFL. Right now it's the Buffalo Bills. Now it's Josh Allen. When you're looking at game tape, when you're studying video, what's it like when we're prepping for someone like Josh Allen? You see Lamar Jackson every day, but Josh Allen is kind of an entirely different beast, and he's one of the early season MVP contenders.
Yeah, man, we just, have to honor, a guy like that, who can, take over a game. But at the same time, we have to play our game. We have to play within ourselves and just play discipline and sound football, and everything will take care of itself.
What makes him so difficult? Obviously, he's a great passer, very good runner, bigger type of quarterback, almost like an old school quarterback you would have seen in the 1980s. Is he one of the most unique quarterbacks in the NFL to defend with not just dual threat, but his body size? He's one of the guys. I mean, if he had to, he could run somebody over.
Yeah, most definitely. With his size and arm talent, field vision, just all of that, man. He's a very special guy for their team, and yeah, you definitely have to prepare for him, and going into this week, we definitely have.
This is your third season. You know how long an NFL season is, and media fans tend to overreact after one game. But what did you see from your team that was maybe a little different in weeks 1 and 2, playing the Cowboys, dominating those first three quarters? That game's almost over by halftime. Obviously, I'm sure you guys wanted to finish a little better in the fourth. But what did you see from your team that reminded you maybe of, hey, this is what the Baltimore Ravens do?
Man, just sticking together and just playing physical. End of the day, we pride ourselves on how physical we are, and the more and more we just come together, all on the same page, we'll take away that last little, honestly, half of a quarter. We dominated for 3.5 quarters, and that what happened at the end shouldn't happen. It's not our brand of football, so we just need to come together late in games and just finish what we started, and just finish the job, yeah.
Derrick Henry had a huge game in that game. He had one of his classic stiff arms. I think NFL fans were reminded how incredible, how powerful Derrick Henry is. Now that you've been around him for a while and you're on the other side, but he's your teammate, what's it like when you're on the sideline, you're watching Derrick Henry, and he pulls out that stiff arm, and you're like, oh my gosh, that Derrick Henry is a Baltimore Raven?
Man, I mean, I jumped out my seat, honestly. Yeah, he had the whole sideline fired up. He just one run like that can, honestly, you do something to an opposing defense. Just his presence and his physicality, and it's just on brand for us, man. Like I said, we're a physical team. We like playing fast, loud, and it's just seeing him on our. I'm just guys on our side, honestly, definitely.
He seems like one of those guys who fits your culture. He was a Titan forever, but you see him in purple, and it's like, Mike, why hasn't Derrick Henry been on the Ravens his entire career?
Yeah, honestly, yeah, he's definitely on brand for us. Honestly, great guy too, great personality. Always smiling, always making jokes, always trying to figure out, just different things about, my culture, whether it's Nigerian or, Scotland. Just overall great guy, but as a football player, definitely a Raven.
It's early in the season, but Buffalo has started hot. You guys, I'm sure, obviously you want to get this win. What does this feel like? Terms like must win, that's ridiculous, 4 games in a season. But in my opinion, this is the best game of the schedule this week. I know it's just another week in the NFL, but does this feel like it has a little more energy just because Buffalo is very good and they're playing so well right now?
Yeah, man, it's a primetime game, man, showtime, all the lights are on. Couldn't ask for any better, but yeah, honestly, the way we hold ourselves at the Ravens, man, every game important to us, man, so, can't get too high, can't get too low, it's the game in front of us that's the most important, so we're excited to go out there in front of the whole world and, man, just play Raven football.
You've been part of this organization for 3 years now. You were a second-round pick. They obviously thought very highly of you coming out of college, and you've had to overcome some obstacles in the NFL. Again, where do you feel like you're at this point in your career, contributing, finding a place on this team? They wanted you. It seems like you fit their culture, their mentality. How have you kind of found your place in Baltimore?
Yeah, man. Now that I'm healthy, just bring it all, full circle, man. Just staying on the field and playing Raven football, man. They drafted me for a reason, in the second round. You can't take that for granted at all. And, it's on my end to uphold, their vision, of what they viewed me as, which is just, the total package as a Raven, as an outside linebacker.
You're around Lamar every day. NFL fans are fascinated by his talent, his ability to pass, to run, to change a game in one play. What do you observe from him, just being around him in the locker room, and how he is as a leader, but also just from a pure athletic human being who can do things that very few people, if any, in the world can do?
Yeah, man. On the leadership side, man, he's a tip of the spear, man. We go as he goes. So, his energy is infectious. He's always talking to everybody from, the owner down to, the janitor. He says hi to everybody, despite, his stardom, and, that doesn't go unnoticed because we all know who he is. The whole world knows who he is, but, he don't act like, one superstar celebrity like he's too big for his boots, And, of course, man, like you said, his athletic ability, man, is one of one. That's LJ, man. That's L. So, honestly, I love practicing just so I can watch LJ. Every day of practice, you're guaranteed at least probably like 2 or 3 moments where you're like, okay, like this is Lamar Jackson, And it's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure to be on this team with him. And he's a great leader, man.
I want to get into your background in a second, but I also find it interesting. You're obviously playing with John right now, who's for a decade plus been one of the best coaches in the NFL. But you were at Michigan. You played with his brother, who's now with the Chargers. You guys have played the Chargers down the road. I don't want to get into that game because I know you guys can't look ahead. But what did you think when Jim went into the NFL? Everyone had been waiting for years. So you're playing for John, his brother's with the Chargers, and you were part of that program when so much was going on. What do you think that your former college coach is now an NFL coach and seeing him make that transition again?
Man, I'm just happy for him, man. He completed college football, man, through all the doubts early in his Michigan coaching career. He couldn't overcome Ohio State, just all the naysayers, man. He went out and did it 3 times, won a Big Ten championship, won bowl games, and then, of course, the big one, the Natty. It's like, what else are you going to say now? I'm sure that the haters and the naysayers will still find something to say, but, he completed college football, and I'm really proud, really happy for him, and, I'm happy that I was just part of that journey, too, honestly.
Then, David, we'll let you get out of here in this one, but it might take a while to get in. I probably need an hour, but you have just a fascinating background with Nigeria. I mean, you might be the only person in the world who's, Nigeria, Scotland, Jersey, Michigan, and Baltimore, and you're an NFL linebacker. The Scotland thing is absolutely fascinating to me. For people that don't know, how did that happen, and how did you go from Nigeria to Scotland to what, Jersey, Michigan, and the NFL? I know it may take 2 hours to explain or a day, but that is an amazing journey, man.
Yeah, man, just a quick overview, born in Nigeria, lived there till I was 7, and then my dad, he's an engineer, so his job, has him all over the world, but had us relocate to Scotland, Aberdeen, Scotland. Stayed there, that's where I was kind of raised up to. I was about like 15. I was playing sports, just felt myself getting better than, my competition around me.
And you had more of a basketball background at one point, right? You were interested in basketball, right?
Yeah, basketball, so just them type of dreams, watching LeBron on YouTube, Kobe, just a foreign kid just wishing to, come overseas and make a name for himself. So, You know, for many people back home, you know, it's just a dream, but you know, I wanted to actually pursue that dream. So that's how I did my research. You know, I found schools over in America that I could potentially, you know, just have a chance at. You know, sent out emails. Me and my brother, we shot a highlight tape and just made a little compilation. You know, just sent it off to coaches, and then boom, a couple of them responded, a couple of them, you know, just ignored it. You know, the ones that responded, you know, showed love. You know, we made sure to go visit, and ended up in New Jersey. You know, that's how I met my brother Dafe, who we play on the same team now. You know, that's my blood brother right there. And then I just followed in his steps, man. He started playing football, running track. Me, I just did the same thing, and to God be the glory. I'm here in the NFL.
And it seems like Baltimore has been a really good fit for you. I mean, that it's known for being a very, you know, working class city, a lot of pride in that city. It's not the easiest city in the world maybe to live in for some people, but there's a lot of pride there, and they love their Ravens. And this is something that's really been going on for 20 years, connecting the Ray Lewis era to this era. What's it like for you to be a Raven and really become part of this culture, part of this organization?
Yeah, man, it's a blessing. Like you said, they love football over here, you know. Maybe a little too much, you get me, but yeah, yeah, they're very prideful, man. So, you know, that responsibility falls back on us to, you know, kind of, you know, produce, you know, make sure we're upholding the standard that's been set before us, and then also pushing the bar. So, yeah, man, it's a blessing that I'm here. You know, just gotta keep going, man. Keep winning. You know, there's nothing like winning. You know, winning makes everybody happy. So, keep winning. You know, just day by day, honestly.
David, thank you so much for taking the time, man. We really appreciate it. And best of luck this season. Hope we can talk to you again down the road.
Blessings, man. Thank you. Allah. Have a good day.
All right.